Did.
And there was also a Don Julio tequila bottle within that Nissan Altima. Am I correct about that?
There was, yes.
You end up, I think, fingerprinting that later on, right?
Yes, CSC Caldero collected it, and I ended up processing it.
Gotcha. Okay. You guys were kind of working together to some extent during the
Yes.
investigation, right? And you collected some fragments from the La Quinta. We saw that as well, right?
Correct.
And then you also were working some with CST Cruz, correct?
Yes.
You collected some, because she had been at the autopsy of Charles Jones, right?
Yes.
And you collected some evidence that she had collected from the autopsy, is that right?
Yes.
And that included 2 intact bullets.
I would have to look at my report.
If you looked at your report, you think that would help you refresh your recollection?
Yes.
You have a copy with you? Or
I do.
Okay. If she may.
Sure. Take a look at your report, let us know when your recollection is refreshed.
Okay.
And if it helps, I think it's the shorter 2-page report.
Yes, there was 2.
2 bullets were you collected from the autopsy,
Yes.
as well as also a projectile jacket.
There was some fragments and projectile.
Yeah, two fragments and 2 whole bullets, basically, right?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, Mr. Petrides? Okay, redirect?
No redirect, Your Honor. I just want to confirm for the record that 31A through V and 67A through T have been admitted to Madam Clerk.
Have they been admitted?
No, Judge, but
We have them as, we'll seek again to formally admit those, Your Honor. I believe they were published already and admitted, but we don't have a record of that, so I'd like to clarify the record, please.
Okay, so that's 31, excuse me?
A through T,
no, B.
oh, V and 67A through T.
Right.
Okay,
Thank you, Your Honor.
any objection from any counsel?
No objection, Your Honor.
Okay? Okay, they're officially admitted. Okay, may this witness now be excused?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you, free to go. Do you have another quick witness, or is the next witness a little longer?
We have one quick witness.
Let's go ahead and call that person.
The state would call Detective Craig Griffin.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give in this conference will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, very good, you may proceed.
Sir, would you state your name for the record?
Detective Craig Griffin,
Where are you currently employed?
Jacksonville Sheriff's Office in Jacksonville, Florida.
Were you employed with the Sheriff's Office in Jacksonville in June of 2024?
Yes, ma'am.
And with what unit are you assigned?
Currently assigned to the Gang Investigative Unit.
And did you have an opportunity on June 26th of 2024 to attend a traffic stop of a gold Toyota 4Runner?
Yes, ma'am.
Were you present for the traffic stop or the vehicle stop itself?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'd just like to review it so that
Okay, very good.
adopting as well, Your Honor.
All right,
Same here, Your Honor.
okay, very good. Objection noted, same ruling from the court, you may proceed.
At the time you made contact with the vehicle itself, had you already had information that the vehicle may be linked to an offense in Tampa, Florida?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you or were you able to identify the driver of that vehicle?
Not prior to the stop, not until after we made contact.
Once you made contact with the vehicle, was the driver identified?
Yes, ma'am.
Who was the driver of that gold Toyota 4Runner on June 26th of 2024?
Sean Gathright.
Do you see Mr. Gathright present in this courtroom here today?
Yes, ma'am.
Could you please point to Mr. Gathright and identify him by an article of clothing?
The light-skinned male with the gray sweater vest.
Is that at the first table or the second table behind it?
The first table.
Okay, thank you, sir. Let the record so reflect.
Okay, the record shall so reflect.
Once you made a stop on that vehicle and had the driver identified, ultimately, was there a search of that vehicle?
Yes, ma'am.
Was there a traffic citation issued for the vehicle stop initially, whatever it was?
Yes, ma'am, for window tint.
And a search of that vehicle was also conducted?
Yes, ma'am.
At the time of that vehicle stop, were you or other officers with the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office assigned a body-worn camera?
Yes, ma'am.
And have you had an opportunity to review some still photographs from that body-worn camera from the stop itself?
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, at this time, the state would seek to admit State's Exhibits 102, 103, and 104.
Okay, and same objections as previously made?
Yes,
Okay,
yes, Your Honor.
same ruling, admitted?
In showing you State's Exhibit 102, are you able to see that okay?
Yes, ma'am.
And is this an overall of that gold Toyota 4Runner itself?
Yes, ma'am.
As you approach that vehicle in 103, this may not be your body cam, but as you approach, did you ultimately make contact with the driver, Sean Gathright?
Yes, ma'am.
Was the vehicle occupied at any time by anyone other than Sean Gathright while you were present?
No, ma'am, it wasn't.
Was he the only person removed from the vehicle?
Yes, ma'am, he was.
Sorry, I took that away from you. And then ultimately, was the vehicle searched
Yes.
based on the search of that vehicle, or at some point, excuse me, was Sean Gathright removed from the vehicle?
Yes, ma'am, he was.
Is that what is depicted in State's Exhibit 104?
That's correct.
And is this a fair and accurate depiction of Mr. Gathright's appearance on June 26th of 2024 when that vehicle was stopped?
Yes, ma'am.
And then ultimately, were you also present for the execution of a search warrant on the residence of an individual by the name of Isaiah Chance?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you able to identify the individual of Isaiah Chance here in court today?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, could you please do so by pointing to him and identifying an article of clothing?
The black male with the blue shirt in the rear table.
If the record could reflect the identification.
The record shall so reflect.
And were you present for the attempts to ask Mr. Isaiah Chance to exit the residence for purposes of executing that search warrant?
Yes, ma'am.
Did it take some time to get Mr. Chance to come out or exit the residence?
Yes, ma'am, it did.
Also present at the time of his arrest at the time of that search warrant, was there anyone else that was documented as being present at the residence?
The female was also there with him.
Is there a name for the female that you could identify?
Alicia.
Is that Miss Alicia Andrews?
Yes, ma'am.
I will pass the witness, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Gonzalez,
No questions, Your Honor.
Mr. Sinardi,
No questions, Your Honor.
Mr. Wise.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
Morning, Detective.
Good morning, sir.
Detective, when you didn't know the name Sean Gathright until Tampa PD contacted your office, correct?
That's correct.
And when you conducted the traffic stop of Mr. Gathright that we just heard about, he pulled the car over as soon as you initiated the stop, right?
He slow rode for a little while, but I believe he was looking for somewhere to pull over at.
Right. Looking for a safe spot. He wasn't trying to flee, right?
Correct, yes, sir.
And he was cooperative with you during the stop?
For the most part, it was a little bit like at first I don't believe he wanted to come out the car, but then it explained to him that he had to get out of the car, and then once he understood that he had to get out, he got out of
He
it.
complied and
Yes,
followed
yes, sir.
your orders at that point. When you conducted the search of the car, there's a Glock handgun that's recovered.
Yes, sir, in the center console.
It's a 9mm, right?
I believe so, yes, sir.
And it was inside the center console of the car.
That's correct.
And then in the back seat, in sealed off baggies, there were, or not baggies, but in bags that were not transparent from the outside, there was a lot of assorted ammunition, right?
Yeah, it sounded like a duffel bag in the back seat.
Okay. And that was closed up, right?
Yes.
And it was just a lot of loose ammunition in there, right?
Gun parts and ammunition.
Right. And I was gonna add, there are gun parts too, right?
Yes, sir.
Including some magazines, correct?
I believe so, yes, sir.
And all of that was collected, correct? correct?
That's correct.
And because it was going to be potentially tested forensically at some point.
Well, it was a search done incident to arrest. Being that he was going to jail that day, we do an inventory on the car prior to it being towed.
Okay, and you were aware that Tampa PD was potentially looking for any evidence that might connect back to the shooting they were investigating?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you, sir, that's all I have.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Petrides? All right, redirect.
Very briefly, Your Honor. Sir, you indicated that the defendant was arrested that day, was there after the search of the vehicle, probable cause based on the contents of the vehicle to arrest Sean Gathright then.
Yes, ma'am.
And Mr. Gathright was transported, taken into custody, and processed.
Yes, ma'am.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. May this witness be excused?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, you're free to go.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right, so just so we know, who's gonna be your next witness?
Summer Dees.
Okay. All right, let's just go ahead and take our quick 10-minute recess, morning recess, so we'll be back in 10 minutes.
All rise.